Hey everyone, I'm designer Reid. I'm here from Newark, New Jersey. I'm excited to be a part of this new opportunity and just to learn a little bit more about me and my design firm. My full name is Kashif D. Graffin Reid, so KD Reid just became like an abbreviated version of it, and I also thought it was just like a cool hyphenated way just to brand myself. Growing up, I've always been around a creative family. My mom was always big into really redesigning her house for every season. And when I would go to my grandmother's house, she was really big on just decorating and lifestyle living as a general. She was always hosting. Every time I would visit, she would have something new in her home. She really got me into the art of learning how to thrift. I remember going to tons of flea markets with her when I was younger, and she would come back and we would paint furniture. We would put up new drapes. It wasn't really until I really honed into HGTV during my teenage years where it was two particular people in general, which really I always called them my mother and father of design. So I'm not really sure if you guys remember, but there was a woman by the name of Candace Olson. I was so fascinated with everything that she did, just her poise, her presence, her presentation. And I loved how her style was always kind of traditional but contemporary. And my other favorite personality was a guy by the name of Christopher Lowell. Uh, I remember just because he had a zany personality, his designs were just over the top, and I was like, wow. I was just fascinated how he would just take these regular spaces and turn them into people's fantasies. I went to Montclair State University and I earned my degree in sociology. So right after college, I became a mental health counselor, and I did that for about like 8 years. In that particular role, I was still satisfied because I always had this niche of wanting to help people. But during that time, I feel like I was helping everyone and I was making great money, but there was something that wasn't really feeding my soul. I saw some internships online and I went and got an opportunity with my first design firm, which was Descartes Design. They're a woman-based firm in Soho. And I remember in that interview, and I was generally upfront with them. I was like, hey, I have no design experience. I have been self-taught. I probably have painted a few of my friends' homes and brought some furniture, but I wasn't formally trained. But when I was in the showroom, in their particular design firm, I was able to point out, I was like, this is from Curry and Co. This is Didar Fabric. So I had self-taught knowledge because there were products. I was always interested in the product side of it. So for me to kind of point out some high-end features in their design firm, like the lighting, they was particularly impressed. And that's what gave me my first start into the interior design world. I would credit a lot of my experience to working under my design mentor, Mikkel Welch. So I worked with him for about like a good 5 to 6 years, where I got to learn so many different facets of the design industry. We're from working behind the scenes on TV to doing show houses, to doing set design, to doing residential, as well as some commercial spaces. So he had a range of projects that he had going on, and working with him, I worked my way up to be his lead designer for a lot of his projects, which really helped me earn the experience to get to the point of wanting to get to a firm of by myself, to start my own firm. I really enjoyed the experience of show houses when I was working with Mikkel. One, I was kind of nervous at first to partake in them because I saw the intensive quality put into it, but also the time, the rigorous time management. Like when they say it has to be due by this day, everything has to be in place. And then sometimes you run into vendors that, it's different when you're working with the client and you have run into unexpected lead times where you can expect those unexpected delays. But with the show house, every single minute, every single second counts. It matters. So I would say yes, it is very his for me, it has been a really good experience, and it has been an opportunity for me to showcase an extensive level of how I can present my mastery of work. It's been able for me to reach a different, a higher, a more luxury clientele base that I've been seeking. It's been allowing me to cast my net to a larger audience of members. With this one particular show house, which I just completed. This is my second time participating in the Kingston Design Show House 2024. And this particular time, this project was a little bit more special because I was going through some recent life events with my father passing. And it was kind of difficult because I had a lot of emotion put into it. But I knew that this was something that my father definitely pushed for me. So it didn't really matter the time, the labor, the cost involved. I knew that this was particular project was special because I knew that I was dedicating this to my father. One of my goals for my business this year is to really be more strategic on some of the projects that I take on. I feel like now I'm not in a position to take on every single thing. Now I can be more selective, and the projects that I want to work on are going to be projects that are going to help my firm grow. I'm looking to expand this year. And another big goal that I'm working on is branding and licensing. So I really want to collab with brands as far as home products, home accessories, wallpaper. I really think that my style, my aesthetic would be a great fit to merge with some of these brands as far as my detailed eye. I am a dance legend and like the LGBTQ like voguing ballroom scene. So I've been doing that for about like 8 to 10 years now. So in the LGBT community, the ballroom circuit, I will be considered like a legend. So you could my stage name is Scooda, Scooda. So if you type in that on YouTube, you would be able to find clips of me definitely dancing and voguing and celebrating life.